Hi, everyone. This is Tom Parmalee, the founder of funeralvision.com. And joining me here today is Welton Hong, the founder and CEO of Ring Ring Marketing. Welton will be one of the keynote speakers at Funeral IQ, which funeralvision.com is hosting with Michael Schimmel and the team at Sympathy Brands. The event will be September 20th at the Live Casino and Hotel in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much for joining me, Welton.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for the opportunity.
Can you start off just by sharing a little bit about yourself, as well as how in the world you went from being an engineer at some of the world's top technology companies to launching a company that serves funeral homes?
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it's one of those things is like never ever thought about opening my own business. I was a nerdy, geeky engineer in the Silicon Valley. And as I kind of alluded, never thought about even right venturing off. It was super fun job, right? Working for some of these high tech companies, managing teams of PhDs in R&D environments. And around 2010 is when I bought my house in San Jose. And all I could afford back then was a foreclosure. And I'm not handy. Definitely, I'm not handy at all. If I don't have to touch anything, I would prefer not to touch anything. So I started going online to look for contractors who can help me remodel my home. And naturally, got to know the contractor very well. He was sharing with me that his business used to do outrageously well in the 90s, well into the mid 2000s, just by advertising in the print yellow pages. That was it. It was so simple for him. One medium to generate business, generate leads. But by being in the Silicon Valley around 2005, most of us already went online. So he started dabbling into different agencies. Every time he signed up with a agency, they locked him down for a year. Don't produce results. So by the time I met him, he totally gave up. So I'm like, I don't have much money here. Can we barter here? Let me go learn digital marketing and let's just trade, right? So he started helping me remodel my home, went through YouTube, learned a lot of these, how Google Ads work, how website works, how reviews work. So around third month mark, I was able to show him measurable results. And that was super fun, Tom. It was like super fun to actually be able to help a small business owner grow. And that's when I realized that's maybe my real passion is to be able to help more small business owners out. So the beginning was all just helping out, mainly predominantly trades, your home improvement contractors in the Bay Area. And I got to realize, hey, I should probably niche down, even within home improvement sector. I should just niche, pick a couple niches. Really got to know these niches outrageously well. What are their problems? Where they want to get to? Where are their gaps? So the first industry I went nationwide was working with window and door dealers. And then second industry I went with window covering dealers like $100. Uh, and then around 2015 is one of my window and door client. They reached out. They're like, hey, my extended family owned a funeral home. Can you help them out? And my answer is always no. It's like somebody always think that if you know digital marketing, you can do digital marketing. You can do marketing for any types of businesses. But we decided to just help him out pro bono, just to right. It's a very good client that we decided just to help him out, just pro bono, and test it out if it works or not. And that's when I got to know our strategies work even better for death care, more for imminent need, near need situation. Most likely, family members will go on Google, type in funeral home near me. So that's when we realized our strategies also work very well for funeral homes. But my heart also somehow gravitated towards working with funeral directors. I think everyone has a calling. It's like I really do admire funeral directors even more than trades because they really do still care about the people they serve. So that's when we decided to pivot and mainly focus on death care.
I tell you, you are an inspiration to me because I know you did all of this while still working full time as a software engineer. And so you did this for years.
Oh yeah,
Right? For years and years, you
right,
built up this business
right,
before really striking out and focusing on this
right.
completely, right?
Yeah, yeah. My wife wouldn't let me quit a nice cushion job, so I have to prove myself. Right. It's if I go back and look at this all over again, I would still do the same thing because I get to really put in more process system in place, hire people if I don't have the time, rather than just relying everything on me. So
Mhm.
I will still do that all over again. Less
Now, in,
risk.
in addition to speaking at Funeral IQ, which we'll get to in a second, I'm also thrilled to be working with you because you are a sponsor of our Unsung Heroes of Funeral Service, which
Yes.
is a recognition program to recognize some of the professionals and staff who might not always get the recognition that they deserve. And as part of the program, when we select a winner, you actually send them $100 gift card, which I just think is fantastic because, when I thought of this program and thought like, hey, Funeral Vision could be a platform to offer recognition and what else can we do? And I reached out to you and I said, I told you my idea and said, how about let's give them a little extra something. And you
Right.
were completely on board.
Oh
So
yeah.
let me ask you, why did you think it was so important to
Yeah.
sponsor this program and why do you think it's a good idea?
Right. Yeah. So I'll use my own personal experience as example here. So whenever our clients, funeral homes, reach out personally to me, hey, Anna's doing outrageously good job. And that's like rarely do people think as a company, hey, Rim Marketing is doing a great job. It's especially let me know. But it's like Anna should have been the one that's really, really recognized instead of me. I didn't do much, right? So and then if we reach out to Anna, Anna felt so appreciated that her hard work is not only being appreciated by me. I can always say good job, but it's very different to actually recognized also by the client, by the families, for example. So I think that I got to know, wow, our employees also need to be recognized, whether publicly or individually by client or by me. That recognition goes a long way. And when you brought this up to me, I'm like, that's one of the best ideas. The owners are typically the ones that's getting recognized, but the individuals, they're not getting recognized. They might be recognized by their boss, but still a little bit different, right? Than publicly acknowledging them.
Absolutely. And in that sentiment, let me recognize some of your employees on your team because you have a wonderful staff, and I work with them in addition to yourself. Rick Gershman, Richard Martin, David Pull,
Yep.
Savannah. I mean, you just have assembled an incredible team of hard workers around you. So
Thank
kudos
you.
to you for that. My next question, in addition to serving funeral homes, you also have a new hospice division, correct? Tell us a little bit about that and your expansion into that.
Yes. Yeah. So we mainly work with funeral homes, helping them out with their ad needs, growing their ad needs. And then it always dawned on me trying to figure out, wow, are there any commonality between the firms we work with that's really growing versus the ones that's not growing as well? Those that tend to grow very well, in addition to really growing their ad needs, doing marketing, there's always they have a heavy pre-need program. Pre-needs is a very, very big deal. And also, they have very good community outreach program, mainly working with hospices. Knowing more than half of the deaths do occur through hospices and continue to trend up, those funeral homes that really collaborated, really did a lot of outreach with those hospices, they are winning these cases, right? These at-need cases before folks still started going on Google, they are working with the social worker already to choose which funeral home to use. So there's quite a bit, even though they're not allowed to sway the decision, but they can make a recommendation though. And that's when I realized, can I help my funeral home clients out with working with their hospices? So we started and also got to know hospices relatively well. Obviously, we're doing marketing for hospices, but this is my ultimate vision in the next 3 years, starting to come to fruition. So, for example, we have clients, funeral home clients out in Chicago market. We also have hospice clients out in Chicago market. In November, when I was there, I was able to host a small dinner, letting them got to know each other a lot more. Now they are handing off, the hospice got to know the funeral home very well and handing off clients, recommending them. So, and then now I'm working with more and more hospices. I know their business also heavily rely on referral sources coming from assisted living, senior care physicians. So we're starting to work with senior care, senior living. So ultimately, if I look 3 years out, I would love, rather than just spend more money, I would love my clients to spend more money, but that's not the right thing. They should be building up their referral network. So ultimate vision 3 years from now is I could, let's say in Chicago market, I have senior homes, senior care, senior living. I can introduce them to my hospice clients also work with our funeral homes. And funeral homes also should be networking with senior living, senior care as well. So that's kind of my ultimate vision to be handing out my clients up and down.
That sounds like a great strategy, and I'm sure you're providing lots of value to your hospice clients
Right.
as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, at Funeral IQ, you're going to be delivering a presentation titled Turning Challenges into Opportunities, Digital Marketing Amid Low Death Rates. Now, this is something I've been hearing a lot about,
Oh yeah.
the pull forward effect of COVID-19 and
Right.
how the death rates and year over year comparisons are really challenging for firms. So
Definitely.
tell us, are there firms out there that are actually boosting the number of families that they serve with the death rate going down? And if so, how are they doing it?
All right. Yeah, so very interesting. If we go back and look at the last few years, especially post-COVID, the overall pie has shrunk, right? So what we've been working with our clients is to how to, even though the pie has shrunk, how do you grow your market share? So looking at the market share is more accurate these days, and especially comparing back to 2019, 18 pre-COVID, and also post-COVID. I always call those COVID years outliers. They're totally just outliers. It's not reasonable to compare. It's a good benchmark, but in 2023, 2024, it's going to be rare. We have a few unicorn clients that actually surpassed COVID years, but right, if you look at corporate, most of them, they're not able, even the corporates, they're not able to beat their 2022, 2021 numbers, for example. But now is the time to focus on market share, is really trying to figure out working with hospice. For example, you got to be working with hospice. Pre-needs is very, very critical. And obviously capturing the at-need calls via digital marketing, such as Google, right? Those are all very, very critical things. What during COVID,
Mm.
right? You don't have to do much marketing, right? But now everyone, I think this is the hardest thing operating if you're home in 2024. This is my belief. Call volume is down. So that means revenue is down. Competition is not only getting more and more aggressive because you got more and more direct cremation businesses opening. Corporates are doing more digital marketing. Your competition, everybody's doing more digital marketing these days. Plus, expenses are way up, right? Inflation, especially if they borrowed heavily for expansion. So their net profit is now a lot less compared to before. So I totally get it. It's so hard to be growing in the next couple of years when you have thinner margin now. So that's why got to be a little bit careful where you spend, right, on marketing then.
Yeah, the temptation, I think, for some firms is they see that call volume going down, they see the revenue, in tandem going down,
Yeah.
and their instinct is to immediately cut
Oh yeah.
expenses. And sometimes they cut expenses in areas where they shouldn't, like marketing,
Right.
because they do need to boost that market
Right.
share.
Right.
And to do that,
Right.
you need to invest dollars in marketing. So
Right.
that's not to say you can't
No.
cut expenses elsewhere
No.
and make tweaks to your business,
Right.
but you don't want to cut in the wrong
No.
places.
No. Yeah, I totally get it. I'm an owner too. So even we're trying to be a little more careful with where we spend our dollars. So what we do is we reposition dollars to where it makes the most sense, right? So for example, funeral home, there's a lot of strategies that you can deploy from marketing point of view. Some are very, very just branding based. I'm not saying don't do branding, or maybe reposition that money towards something that's more give you a little more immediate um, ROI, such as Google Ads, for example, right? So these days, these couple years, I think it's very, very prudent to really figure out how to sequence your budgeting dollars and where to reposition it. Then my belief is we're all waiting a little bit for the baby boomers, right, to start contributing. That still might be a few years out, but you got to really grow your market share. That way, when that right when that piece of pie start to expand with boomers, now you are really growing. Right?
We don't have time to get into your entire presentation right
Oh,
now. You have to be at Funeral IQ to see that. But what are a few hints or strategies, a couple ideas off the top of your
oh yeah,
head that
oh yeah,
people might want to implement moving
sure.
forward?
Right. A lot of these strategies will be a little more heavily reliant on AI. Everyone's talking about AI, but you can leverage AI to help you, for example, carve out a very, very good marketing piece for a lunch and learn event, right? To be helping you build better copy on your website. So I'll be sharing quite a bit of strategies on how to use AI to help you come up with good content. But as far as getting more calls goes, it will still be predominantly be Google based. That's when families go on Google, they look for, right? They type in funeral home near me. Google Ads has evolved greatly in the last few years, especially post COVID. Google is even introduced a lot of AI to write ad copy for any of us. So kind of want to show you a little bit more what to be cautioned about because Google doesn't know much about your business. The ad copy it writes for you are not that targeted. And website ultimately is still king, right? We all have good looking websites, but still going to be content. So I will kind of go over a little bit more how to write better content on the website. Lastly, I still want to drill this down. Nothing new. Reviews. Reviews has evolved as well. As far as how to get more reviews, there's more strategies these days how to garner more reviews.
Now we have some other great speakers at Funeral IQ. Chris Kruger, the CEO of the Foresight Companies, Shane Puden, Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Carriage Services, Dr. Amy Schiffman, a hospice care expert, and Michael Schimmel, the CEO of Sympathy Brands. Now I know this is a loaded question because all those people are so great.
Oh yeah.
Is there one of those in particular that you're looking forward to learning from or hearing from?
Hospice for sure. It's how do you network with hospices? How do you maintain relationship with hospices? And it's one of those strategies that's literally free. Right? It's literally free. It's time though. You gotta invest time to cultivate that relationship. But I also look at it as a way to protect your market share. Even if you're already working with hospices, you cannot be content. Because if I look at a lot of direct cremation businesses, when they open up, they go straight to working with hospices. And that's why a lot of we have quite a bit of hospice clients. They are not biased. It's just because the hospices tend to work with more direct cremation business because direct cremation business reach out to them first. So they always tend to refer direct cremation businesses. It's not always price driven. That's the only one in their neighborhood that's really cultivating relationship with them, sitting down with them, educating them. So I really want to hear more about hospice. Such a void.
Well, and thank you so much for joining me today and for being part of the Funeral IQ faculty. For those of you listening to this interview, you will want to be there. In addition to his presentation, we have a cocktail hour. We have a great lunch. You're going to want to network with your peers and pull Welton aside. Ask him whatever you need to during that cocktail hour, during our breaks. He is such a wealth of information. The event has already been approved for 5 CEUs by the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice. We're applying to individual states. It's already been approved in Ohio and Pennsylvania. So please join us for the event. You can check out the program and all our other speakers by visiting www.funeraliq.org or click on the events tab at funeralvision.com to get all the details and how to register. Well, and thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you.